I challenge you today to do something that makes you just a little bit uncomfortable or that is a little bit different than your normal way of doing things. I woke up this morning at about 6:30. I decided to get up and meditate as I normally do in the mornings. And I decided that it was really important to start making videos after my morning meditation. So I am going to try this out because something that came up pretty soon as I was waking up was this idea that every single morning we start from the beginning, but we don't think that every single moment of every single day is a brand new moment where we can start from the very beginning. And we don't realize it quite often because we have become so conditioned in certain ways of being in the world and certain actions that we take. So, what we know is that up until the age of 7, children tend to function dominantly with theta brainwave states. All of us experience that as we enter into a state of light dreaming and then enter into a state of sleep. But this is also, interestingly, the brainwave state that we enter when we have deep meditative experiences, but also hypnosis. So, in the earlier part of our lives, up until the age of 7, essentially, the world around us is quote unquote hypnotizing us, meaning that we're much more receptive to learning. But past the age of 7, when we develop a sense of self or a greater sense of self, because it takes time, developing a sense of self takes time even after that. We're still developing it even in our older years. The way that we tend to learn past the age of 7 is through repetition, and we develop habits, ways of being in the world, actions that we know are going to have certain outcomes because the brain really likes knowns. It likes to know that if I do this, that is going to happen. That's how, as we get older, we start to get into ruts. We get into these sort of habits of being in the world and behaving that we stop being as happy. And we know that there's something wrong. There's a dissatisfaction. You want something to change, but we're not actually taking any steps to change it because there's a comfort in repeating the same sort of behaviors because there's a known outcome. And so, really, to break out of that is to realize that this moment is a brand new moment and to allow ourselves to be a little bit uncomfortable. And it could be very small things that we can do to switch things up, such as if you drink coffee with your right hand, start by drinking with your left hand. If you have a habit of sitting in a particular seat for breakfast, switch to a different one. And taking baby steps like that every single morning is really important because it primes the brain to remember that, oh, I can do things differently. And it's really these sort of baby steps that are huge. So I challenge you today to do something that makes you just a little bit uncomfortable or that is a little bit different than your normal way of doing things. For me, it's getting on camera this morning, right after meditation, no scripts, and recording this video. No makeup on, just me, my morning coffee, post meditation.